Happy Monday to everybody out there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Bruton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host,
The Beatty, and we welcome you to the program.
And there's just so many fascinating and wonderful things that are going on everywhere in the country, in the world, in our community. We have a mayoral election that is taking place, and on the 4th of November. By that time, if you have not turned in an absentee ballot, we would hope that you would go to your local precinct and vote. I want to say good morning to Sister Charlene and Brother Derek, to Sister Katrina, and I ask everyone to say prayers for Katrina. And I want to also say happy Monday to Carl. We're still waiting on you to come down and be with us. And for Tijuana and to Ron and all of you out there who you want to say hello to.
Quick shout out to Brother Professor Griggs, also Jackie and Ruth Ann. And I want to follow up on what Theo said by letting you all know that early voting has started. It started this past Saturday, so you can go to many of the different locations, which include all of the Wayne County Community College campuses in Detroit, and get your early vote in if you don't have your absentee ballot, and avoid waiting until the last day. So get out, bring somebody with you. I've got 2 people rolling with me.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. And this morning we have a guest with us. You've heard him and participated with him a lot in the past. The Obama weekend. It takes the first weekend of August. He's here with us this morning on another issue, and that would be James Ford. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me here, Theo.
Mm-hmm. And you want to share what with us today?
Well, I want to share with you today a much needed request. I'm encouraging everybody. I don't care if you, whatever, young, old, get on the phone and call some people after the show. You can call them during the show. We need more voters. We need people to vote. Not only that, we need people to join. No King's March and movement. There are a lot of people talking about, well, I don't want to be out there with different races. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And you've got, I hear talk on elevators and all that. This cannot be a divide. You're going to have to get out there and deal with whatever you have to deal with to make these marches and assemblies strong. You must register to vote, not to do that, but you must register. We need voters. This country, whether you know it or not, we are under a government takeover. Not necessarily a government takeover, but a takeover of the government. The Trump administration.
The
Trump administration is going to try to undermine the United States government. This man is on the move. He's not going to stop. This is what they want to do. And you people going to have to get involved. You're going to have to call your young people, get them involved. Pastors, church leaders, church groups, pastors. It's not only you're going to have to try to get people to vote after the service. You might have to leave your candles on at your church. During sometime, lights on or something. Get some voters for the next election, if there'll be one. And I'll get on that at another time.
And I just want to agree with the brother that definitely the administration has taken an authoritarian approach to things. The Constitution means nothing. Certainly the Republican Party is lockstep with T. Rump. That's what I call him, Mr. Rump. They're in lockstep with him, as well as the Supreme Court. He's got 6 people on the Supreme Court that have been chosen to undermine the Constitution, to undermine our rights. We have to look at ICE as an example. You've got masked men who citizens don't even know who they are. They just come and grab you up and haul you off. You never hear about them again. Another thing that's happening, he's been bombing boats off the coast of Venezuela, and he's claiming that they're carrying drugs, but there's no proof of it at all. So this administration now in Washington, Oval Office, is an outlaw administration. They have no bounds, they have no boundaries, and they have no concern except for their own things. And one thing that really doesn't bother me, but I cite it just the same, the fact that they're destroying part of the east wing of the White House. This is a personal thing for him. There's even talk, although he denies it, that he might call it the T-Rump Ballroom. He's denying that, but it's not like he's never lied before. He's been clocked at over 30,000 lies between his last administration and the current one now. So I agree with Mr. Ford 100%. This is something that we all have to be a part of because it's going to affect us all. I mean, once they go for one, they come for everybody. So don't even think that if you're Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, Black, etc., Arab, you're all going to be affected by it because the administration only cares about the bigwigs. And I'll let Brother Ford continue.
Well, there's one thing that you said that we haven't mentioned. He is going to try to make it to be illegal and be a crime to be homeless. Okay, well, if you're homeless, there may be a real underseated reason, but you're going to go into a mental institution that the Republican people are buying so that they can house you, so that they can make money off of that. And you might just have had a bad couple of days or a week, and now you're in a homeless not a homeless shelter, but a mental institution, and you might not be able to get out. And not only that, he is not getting permission to do anything. He is what you might call, he wants to be a czar, or he wants to be like Hitler. He is not getting any permission to do anything. So therefore, he is a czar, and we're moving into communism or fascism.
And I would like to add, when you mentioned the homeless thing, in D.C., they have rounded some of the homeless people up and actually incarcerated them. So this is again, this affects everyone. It's not a citizen in this United States. Unless you're part of the 1%. If you're part of the 1%, you're going to be all right because you got money and money talks, they say. But if you're not part of the 1%, then everybody is vulnerable. Even the people who voted for him, some of the people who are in the rural areas, they have strong regrets. I've heard Hispanics who got duped into believing that he was working in their best interest. They have voters' regret and voters' remorse. And then there's, along with African Americans and others who have said, wow, we didn't see this coming. But I have to give him credit. He's been one hell of a pitch salesman. He can pitch anything. He's a grifter. He looks to hustle every way that he can. That's why he's selling Bibles, guitars, gym shoes, gold gym shoes, watches. This man does not care. He's in the Oval Office, but he does not care. He just looks at it as another platform for him to be able to push his own merchandise and the Bitcoin as well. And they say he's made a few $100 million since his term started January 20th. So the man is on a mission, but the mission is for himself. Even this recent visit, I believe it was, I want to say Kuala Lumpur. There's two countries that were, let's just say, had differences with each other. He had both of them sign contracts. They have, I guess, had a ceasefire for a month or so ago, but he's also had them sign contracts so he can get mineral rights to their precious minerals. So the man is on a mission. He don't even know half of what he's saying. I've got a lot of recordings, which I'm going to put into a video at some point, where he doesn't even know what he's saying. He said a word like, recently he was in an interview, he said, well, yeah, it's 100%. It's probably more than that. There's nothing more than 100%, but the idiot don't know what he's talking about. So he just says it, and the people around him try to look smug and quiet and don't say nothing because they know that the one thing he's got going for him is that he will bully you, he will defame you, he will talk about you. He talked about Ted Cruz's wife being ugly, but Ted Cruz was still kissing his RUMP, Mr. Rump.
He also, I've heard recently, has a pharmacy.
Mm.
And I don't know anybody who want to go to his pharmacy. There's no telling what he would be allowing to have issued out of his pharmacy. But that's the most recent business I hear he's in.
Him and Dr. Oz.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
The phone number to the Democratic Party is 877-336-7200, 877-336-7200. Please call them, find out when the next No Kings Day is going to happen. We hope something happens before the winter comes in so that all can participate. We've got to make these crowds massive. I just want to say also that, he's trying to deal something like called Antifa. That means that you cannot say anything. You can't do anything. You cannot speak out. You don't want that, people. So that's why I'm seriously telling church groups, leaders, pastors, you're going to have to start pushing this. You cannot speak out. You cannot say anything to anybody or they'll come and get you. Also, the other thing is that with ICE, ICE, first of all, are they trained? Do you know who they are? What type of background do they have? Were they some of the people that was involved in the insurrection? What are they? So that's illegal. This man is not getting any permission to do anything. He's going where he wants. And people, you probably got some months ahead to join the No Kings Day movement if you desire, but you cannot sit back and say, I don't want to be with those people. They weren't with us. And then the other people, they got to join you. You've got to make this next No Kings Day turn out. You've got to show out and turn out and try to get somebody to register to vote. And let's not let this show fall on deaf ears. Call your people in other states. They have little shows. Tell them to get involved in this. This is serious. You're going to stand up or you might end up being in some chains.
And I would like to add two of the things. One, and I noticed this over the weekend when I was doing some research, and I'm constantly doing hood research. So one of the things I noticed is that, like in the Smithsonian Institute, as well as the Museum of African American History in Washington, D.C., that any pictures of enslaved people, anything that has any reference to enslaved people, to Native Americans and the genocide, Trail of Tears and that thing, the national parks, which acknowledge some of the Black and the Indian Americans. Also, he's removed all pictures that have anything to do with them at all. So where you would have seen pictures of, let's say, lynchings of, there's one, I think the man's name is Pete. But anyway, it's a picture that I've seen for decades where you see a black man with just scars from just below his back, just below his neck on the back, all the way down to just above where his stomach would be at. And it's nothing but scars. So they've had all of that removed because America, or the USA, I should say, does not want to be reminded of its atrocities, of its viciousness, of its evil. But as I've said to others, and I say this again, the cat's out the bag now. So they can take it away from certain institutions and buildings and such, but it's too much of it out there now. They should have nipped that in the bud. That's another reason they didn't want us to read and write. It's too late, y'all. We can read and write and we can think. So, you're going to have to back up, because one thing for sure, we're not going backwards. All the things that they would like to institute is not going to happen. Those days are gone. And there seems to be a brewing, and who knows, they call it the Civil War, but how is a war civil? That's the first thing I want to know. There's no such thing as a civil war. War is vicious. There's lives lost and that type of thing. So I see that there's something brewing now, even within the European community of this nation, where they're going at each other. But as Mr. Ford said, and I agree, this is not something that we can sit out on, because as they go for the Hispanics, saying that they're illegal immigrants, et cetera, he was looking for a way to get to us, but he ain't found a way yet. That's why we need to go ahead and get this thing together, because he's looking to get us out of here too, y'all. This ain't no joke.
Right. Another thing is, when you think about eliminating cursive writing from the schools, in my opinion, that was deliberate to dummy down all of our people within the system. You need to know how to write as well as how to read, and that was one of the tricks. But also, the writings of 2025, when they were floating around during the election, that was telling a lot of what he had planned to do, but people tried to ignore it. But go ahead.
Yeah,
I hear a doorbell.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say another thing. When I mention no permission, people take this serious, what I'm saying. We have Saudi Arabia is allowed to build an Air Force base in the United States. Was there permission to do that? He also got a jet plane from Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. Also, let's speak of just people. You are in trouble. Mm-hmm. I want to let you know, you pastors and church group leaders, community, this is something you're going to have to start talking about.
Where is this Air Force base being built?
It's somewhere in, I think it's up in Arizona, Utah or somewhere. But the Saudis, he got a jet plane from Saudi Arabia. Okay.
And we were having a plane built, and they stopped that to do this new plane that he's receiving.
Well, the other thing about this new plane, are you going to be able to monitor his conversations? Mm-mm. Okay. Mm-mm. And another thing, Mar-a-Lago, he should not be allowed to go to Mar-a-Lago to spend 4 and 5 days where you can't monitor his conversations. All past presidents' conversations were monitored, and they were recorded. So we have no account of what this man is doing.
Correct.
And tearing down the White House, East Wing, he's probably doing that so he can, he's getting funding, but he's going to have $1 billion balls there where he can charge and make the money off the ballroom.
Absolutely.
So this man is moving surreptitiously, and people do not sit back and think, well, we got time. You better join something. 877-336-7200. That's the Democratic Party. Call and find out how you can find out when the next No King's Day thing, and you can start planning on your own No King's Day. You don't have to go find one. We need one everywhere.
And there were over 200 cities that participated. I happened to be in Chicago that particular weekend. I had no idea, but when I was in downtown Chicago, I just saw tens of thousands of people marching to Grant Park, and one of our guests from Minneapolis was, and I think rightly so, he saw signs that spoke about Palestine. He also had something that let them know about Burkina Faso and the President Ibrahim Traore. And we do have a phone caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello, caller. You're on the air. They hung up. So I agree. And again, I'll give you the numbers: 877-336-7200. This is for the Democratic Party. But right now, we're in a position where we're trying to save the country and ourselves again. He's already going after Hispanics, and he's deporting people to countries they've never been in. He's sending people to Africa. And these people are not from Africa at all, but he's worked out some little agreement where he can send them to other nations on the African continent. Mm-hmm. This just shows you how vicious this man is. And I won't bite my tongue. As I say, I won't bite my tongue because too many brothers and sisters were hung. We can't let that happen no more. And we're not going back. The USA is not going back to the 1940s. And there was one individual who I believe was in Oklahoma, but it was one in the southern states in that area that wanted an all-white town. and now their town is failing and they're crying.
Oh Lord, where's it? Oklahoma.
I believe it's in Oklahoma.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
Also, let's bring this up, people. He's cutting out meetings with all black groups, all minorities. He's not meeting with us anymore. I have yet to see where he's met with the NAACP or anything that is black. He's cutting out all funding to black institutions and everything. Do we have to bring a billboard in front of your house and tell you better get busy? Mm-hmm. You are in trouble, people. It's something that you're going to have to spread and talk about.
And I hear that doorbell again.
Yeah,
it must be in my mind. But also consider the fact that we're in a government shutdown right now. So people who are receiving SNAP benefits and we have federal workers, nobody's getting paid. Mm-hmm. And that's because the Republican Party refuses to budge. They control the House, the Senate, and the Oval Office, yet they can't do anything in terms of moving this ahead because they want to put your health care. Let me put it like that. This is just personal. They want to put your health care and say, look, we'll talk about that later. Let's just pass the bill now. Mm-hmm. That's not democracy. That's autocracy.
Right.
Also, I just want to say this. Young people, try to get involved. Not try. You better try to get involved. I'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. Because if he cuts out food stamps, mm-hmm. which is coming our way, December 1st, not December 1st, maybe January 1st, you're going to have a new look on your kitchen table. And the other thing is if he cuts out Medicare, and Medicaid, and all funding to hospitals, well, you're going to have to build some rooms in your house and some people that you may know that need assistance, may be coming back home. This is, and I hope some other radio stations and everybody else is listening to what we're saying. We are in trouble.
Right. Okay, lastly now, we're at the bottom of the hour. Give the phone number.
877-336-7200, Democratic Party. You can call and ask them about No King's Day or when is the next. But you can have your own plan. Have your eyes open.
All right. I want to thank you so much for being with us this morning. And we'll have to keep this message going out.
Thank you very much.
So that people will understand the seriousness of it.
God bless you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye-bye.
So, people, refresh your orange juice and your coffee and call someone. Tell them to tune in right here to Feedback by Hood Research. And we'll be back momentarily.